Hi, I want to show you how to do a simple graph in LoggerPro. First, unplug the LabQuest from your computer, and then you may have to select File and then New. And when you do that, it's going to give you a new fresh data set to work on, and it should look like this. So first thing we're going to do is put in the data. I'm going to put in different data than what we're doing for the lab that I'm making this for, just so it gets you to think. But our X column is going to be the independent variables. So I'm going to instead look at the number of gummy bears I eat versus how far I ride my bike, because I like to eat gummy bears, I like to ride my bike. So my independent variable is going to be the distance that I ride my bike. So I'm going to say distance ridden. And you'll notice there's a name and a short name. Short name I'm just going to put in distance. Now for units, I'm going to go miles. But you'll notice for these different things, we have these drop-down menus here. We can choose if we want to have superscripts like an exponent, or subscripts, number down below. You can do degree symbols and things like that. That may come in handy sometimes. But once I'm done with that, I can hit OK. And now you'll notice it just puts the short name there so it can fit it in. So my Y values are going to be gummy bears eaten. And short name, maybe I'll say bears. And units, didn't think that one all the way through. Maybe we'll just say bears. How many bears I've eaten. Maybe I should have went with dozens. I really like them and eat a lot. Okay, so now once we're there, we're free to type in our data values. So I made up some distances that I rode and some bears and the number of gummy bears that I ate. When I did, it drew a graph automatically as I put in numbers. Maybe I'll put in one more and say I went 60 miles and had 72 of them, something like that. So you'll notice it automatically adds the things. Sometimes you'll get a graph like this where instead of giving you a nice scatter plot, it connects the dots. We really don't want that. Sometimes you'll get it where the dots don't have those point protectors around it, so they're really hard to see. But you can change all those things. If you double click on your graph, you have two different menus here, graph options and axes options. So I'm going to go over to my graph options first of all. And ooh, there's a title. You'll notice it automatically labeled my two axes for me, so maybe I'll say gummy bears eaten versus miles on a bike, something like that. So I have my title, but to not have it connect the points, you have to unselect this connect points here, and I'm just going to hit OK a second. You'll notice now I have a title, but it's really hard to see the dots, especially if you start putting the line of best fit in there. So when you're on there for graph options, you could do point symbols. That puts those point protectors on. If I go now and hit OK, you'll see that it has nice point protectors on there. You can fiddle around with other things too, like if you don't like that the Y values are in red and the X values are in black, you could go to data and then column options, pick which one you want to change, and then from there I could look to change the color and things like that. You also could switch what's on which axis if you want to. By clicking on it, I could put distance ridden there, and then I'd change that one over to the other. But I correctly had my dependent variable here on Y, independent variable on X. Now, if you want to change the scale, I love that mine starts out at 0 and goes up to include all of my data points. But you can take, and if you hover over the label here, you can see where I get this symbol, and that allows me to take and change the scale some if I want to. Or you could do that from this here. We'll take and make it auto scale it from 0. And you can go through and change things up here as well. Going to graph options. Let's see, oh, I think I saw it. So here you have your scaling, so you could auto scale larger, auto scale from 0. You could do things like that. So feel free to change some things like that to make your graph better if you want to. And the last thing I want to go over is like a line of best fit. So if you want to just fit certain data points, you could highlight to select those, and then it'll just give you the line of best fit through those certain points. I'm going to go this way so they all would be in dark blue. If you don't select certain points, it's going to go for all of your data points, which is probably what you want in this case anyways. So a couple ways to do that. One, if you go up here, this symbol is going to give you a linear fit. It's going to give you the best possible line to the points. Sometimes you'll have points that don't fit a line and you want to do a curve. Then it'll be this one next to it. And you can go through, well, you still could pick linear if you wanted to. You could pick a quadratic, so something like 5x to the second plus 3x minus 4, and so on. But I am just going to go with the linear fit. So I can either select it here if I wanted to. This is kind of cool. If I select it here, then write try fit, it'll show me what it looks like automatically. Instead, I'm going to pretend we didn't do that. I'm going to go up here to the linear fit and just press it. Now it gives me a couple things. Shows me a bracket around which data points that linear fit goes through. It shows me the linear fit. Because I have my nice point protectors, I'm able to see those. Now when I have my equation, it says it's going to be bears, the y value, equals mx plus b. So that's in slope-intercept form, where m is the slope, and it tells me that my slope is 1.129. The beautiful part is it even puts in units. So I eat on average 1.129 bears, gummy bears, every mile. Then the y-intercept would be where it hits the y-axis when x is 0. The correlation coefficient, if everything was in a perfectly straight line, this number would be 1 if it has a positive slope, or -1 if it has a negative slope. And if it's not at all linear, like your points are in a circle, then it would give you 0. That's like perfectly not linear. So because it's 0.9980, I know that my points are fairly linear. And sometimes that'll come in later. The RMSE is root mean squared, and you'll get that some other time in life. But that is just for the graph. If you want to then take and put this into a lab report, you could do a screenshot of the whole thing. You could do a screenshot just of the graph. But instead, if you take and two-finger click on the graph, you'll get an opportunity to select copy. And that just copies my graph. And then from there, you can paste it into your document. So that's all on graphs. Let me know if you have questions.